Cable Bahamas has been and continues to be a positive shot in the arm for our summer camps. We look forward to it. Without Cable Bahamas, I don't know if we will succeed, because we look forward to the funding and we are very appreciative, particularly the Cable Cares program. We are very appreciative to what they do.
We thank the Cable Cares Foundation, which would have given into this program, and it's going to pay dividends in the long run because each one of these children are affected.
Well, Cable Bahamas Foundation has helped us in a huge way. We are out there looking for all kinds of help, and I am so happy that the Cable Foundation didn't decline us based on the economy and what is going on today.
So they've been with us for a long time, and we look for them to be with us for many years to come.
The tourism minister defends his position on Baha Mar. Bahamians sound off on a disparaging video on Nassau. Plus, the commissioner calls the country's 100 murder mark a terrible record. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Vonnie Toot, and NV12 starts now. Topping news tonight, Tourism Minister Obi Wilchombe is defending his recent comments on Baha Mar amid claims he broke cabinet protocol when he called for government to either suspend or abandon its winding up petition against Baha Mar and settle the matter outside of court. Wilchombe says he supports cabinet decisions and was simply suggesting there must be dialogue. He accused some people of trying to spin things.
When did I ever go against the cabinet? So that's not true. I just laugh at those things. People look for silly things. You know, this is silly season. And so silly season usually brings out silly people, and silly people say silly things. So
amid calls for him to resign or be fired, Wilchombe dismissed assertions that he went against cabinet or that his Baha Mar comments undermined government's efforts to secure court approval for provisional liquidators. Under the headline, Obi says drop resort wind-up petition, the Tribune recently reported that Wilchombe disagreed with government's legal maneuver and quoted the tourism minister as saying the Baha Mar matter should not be decided in courtrooms because it would create more delays and negatives. Then came calls for Wilchombe's dismissal.
Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obadiah Hercules Wilchombe, is yet to resign or be fired for publicly opposing the Christie cabinet on its decision to wind up the company of developer Sarkis Ismaili. Maintain the honorable path, Obi. Renegotiate. The world is watching.
The tourism minister shrugged off calls for his resignation, insisting he never said government should abandon the winding up petition.
I said what happens is during a discussion, during the legal proceedings, you can always ask for suspension. You can ask for an adjournment whilst you're having discussions.
So your point is now that you never meant that for them to...
No, I never said that. Never said that because you couldn't. It was already in place. It was already at play, so that was never really the position. What I said was that it ought to be simultaneously taking place, that you must have dialogue. Dialogue is important. But if you have a court matter that's proceeding, the argument is very simple, and you see it all the time. People are in court, they are debating, and then the resolution is found. My argument was you must keep on talking because you would better resolve a matter in the boardroom as opposed to the courtroom.
Since Wilchombe's controversial comments, Supreme Court Justice Ian Winder has approved government's request for the appointment of provisional liquidators with considerably limited powers to manage Baha Mar's affairs. The hearing of the winding up petition is set for November 2nd. However, Free National Movement Chairman Michael Pintard applauded the tourism minister's position on Baha Mar and predicted he may be penalized by his cabinet colleagues for his dissenting view. Well, Wilchombe said nothing could be further from the truth.
No, nobody, because I think that everybody understood. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm a member of the Christie cabinet. I support what we do in the cabinet. That's the reality. It's how people want to spin things, it's fine, but I'm saying there must be dialogue. And during the course of the dialogue, if they arrive at a conclusion that is beneficial to all, then they could very easily ask for an adjournment, they can ask for a suspension, they can do whatever they want. But you have to have dialogue. one way is not going to resolve the matter. You must have dialogue, and I'm just saying that we can get further more quickly by arriving at a resolution through dialogue.
Baha filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the U.S. District of Delaware on June 29th. Prime Minister Perry Christie announced the filing of the winding up petition during a nationally televised address in July. In other news, Disney Cruise Line has distanced itself from a disparaging video one of its employees created and uploaded about Nassau. The mock infomercial paints downtown Nassau as a dump that lacks cultural attractions and quality dining options. Simone Davis hit the streets today to find out what Bahamians think of this viral video.
Many Bahamians and tourists are left with mixed reactions after the video made its rounds on social media over the weekend. The 3-minute video stars Joseph Oster and Casey Gill, a Disney Cruise Line employee, according to Gill's Facebook page, where the video was uploaded. It opens with a couple acting as tourists running in the sand on Junkanoo Beach.
Nassau. Prepare yourself and set sail for fun and adventure.
And continues with this scene.
Smell that? So do we. Look at that view.
The narrator goes on to sarcastically outline the country's selling points. The video labeled several abandoned downtown buildings as 4-star hotels and fine dining establishments, but it was this scene that got most viewers upset.
Perfect for that family getaway, if you hate your family.
The credits read, visit www.nassau.com/getoutnow or call 1-800-I-DON'T-FEEL-SAFE. When contacted and shown the video, the company said Disney Cruise Line did not sanction the video. A Disney rep said, "We also want to point out that we have enjoyed staying in the Bahamas since 1998. Our cruise ships are flagged in the Bahamas, and the views in the video do not reflect our company's views."
The video has been viewed nearly 70,000 times and shared 15,000 times and has garnered a lot of mixed reactions from Bahamians, international viewers, and tourists currently in the Bahamas.
There were many people who said the video was an inaccurate reflection of Nassau and mischaracterizes the Bahamas by extension. Laverne Crawley says the fact that tourists chose to visit the Bahamas more than once shows that the country is a destination favorite and not what the video portrays.
Based on what I have seen, they appear to be workers from the Disney Cruise Line. And, I cry shame on them. Because if you notice the video, they went into one store and it's like they were making fun and game. But tourism is our #1 industry and it's not a game. Tourism provides for the Bahamian people and we cannot take that lightly.
For a developing country as we are coming up, we don't need this kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Bad publicity to down our name as we're coming up now. So, yeah, for tourists who may be coming here or tourists who are here now, they could tell you it's not that bad. It's not as bad as they made it seem in the video.
However, tourists who were exploring downtown said they enjoyed the sight and atmosphere of the Bahamas. One tourist said he's visited the Bahamas 5 times, and the cultural sights, sand, and sea keeps him coming back.
It's great climate, friendly people, good value, and there's a little bit of everything to do here. That's great. I mean, no problem. You're not afraid to be out here, so good place to be.
Another tourist said the Bahamas is a vacation favorite for him, and he highly recommends the country to anyone who's never visited.
The architecture is really different. The colors are really striking because we don't get that at home, right? The sunshine, the heat. You've got this much more relaxed atmosphere, much less business-like that we get back home. This breathes like holidays. So far, it was beautiful. The water is fantastic. The fine sand, the warm water. It's unbelievably warm. I don't take my showers that warm, it's just been fantastic so far. So highly recommend it to anybody who's on the fence.
Crawley called on the Minister of Tourism, Obi Wilchombe, to address the video for the sake of the tourism industry.
It is my prayer that the Minister of Tourism, will respond to that. And he is quite capable of doing that. So despite, that they may have put something out on the website in a negative manner, the Ministry of Tourism, I'm sure, would come and give a response, because we spend millions of dollars promoting this country regarding tourism. And it'll be poor, it'll be bad, it's unfair for us not to really, give a response, so the world would know that the Bahamas is it's paradise.
Now, calls were made to the Minister of Tourism for comment on this matter, but remained unanswered up until news time. Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
Days after the country's murder count for the year hit the 100 mark, Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade charged today that the murders of 100 people this year is a terrible record. That's why he says Bahamians should not discourage police officers who stand as a last bastion of hope against criminals hell-bent on overrunning the country.
100 and counting of our citizens. A terrible record. And it would do us well to be very careful not to discourage hardworking men and women of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and by extension, all law enforcement agencies, who stand as a last bastion of hope against these people who, if they had a chance, would in fact overrun this country. And I say that without reservation.
The murder count for the year hit 100 last week when police classified the death of a 64-year-old man who died in hospital after allegedly being beaten and robbed. Greenslade says he finds a lack of public outrage regarding the use of illegal guns concerning.
100 and counting. Bahamians predominantly have died in the Bahamas as a result of crime and criminality at the hands of a perpetrator with an illegal gun. And I'm really, really concerned that there is no significant hue and cry in respect of the legality that pertains.
With 4 months left in 2015, the police chief was asked whether he is concerned the country's murder count for the year would surpass the record-breaking 127 murders recorded in 2011. Greenslade said while he is concerned that the murder count has hit triple digits once again, he is not interested in records.
Because all across the globe, records are being broken. And I'm going to be respectful to people who are not respectful to us. And I'm not going to say anything disparaging about anyone. But I sit internationally with very good friends, and as a part of a cooperative law enforcement arena, we do the best we can across the globe to fight this scourge called crimes.
The police commissioner said police will not take a back step and warned that if you confront an officer with an illegal gun, he is asking them to do their job. When asked about the number of suspects shot by police officers in recent weeks, Greenslade said he would never interfere with police officers' lawful discretion.
I stand in full support, 110% support, of the hard-working, committed officers of this country who turn out every day and do the best they can to keep you safe as a community. And I'm never ever going to second guess them in the discharge of their duties. My guidance is simple, that they should remain professional but firm.
7 people were shot by police last month, 5 of them died. And despite criticisms about the country's crime problem and his leadership style, the commissioner insisted today everyone wants to tell him how to do his job. But he will stand his ground and refuses to allow anyone to change him. His comments came during a joint news conference held by the Police Force and Urban Renewal Commission to announce plans to redouble urban renewal's efforts.
Everybody wants to be the commissioner, to tell me how I should do my job. But I am not going to allow anyone in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas or anywhere on this planet to change me from being what the Almighty has ordained me to be, a decent person. I'm not going to allow that. I am too old for that, and I'm not going to allow it.
Greenslade says if you don't like the commissioner, God bless you.